Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Oops. I need to look at. Increase the gain up a bit. Alright. Alright, I made adjustments to my OBS, and hopefully that won't screw over the streaming of this game, because I don't know why this game was trying to screw over my OBS, but we'll see. Okay. How are we going to get all of this out on time? Oh, is it enter? Oops, that's not it. I forgot what the key. Oh man, the controls are so different here. Input. Oh, Z is to proceed. Okay. The myriad of empty plates laid around the kitchen filled Valerie with dread. It was almost time for breakfast, and soon the students would be upon them. Valentina quickly passed by her sister as she snatched a tray off the counter. She was jumping between multiple stations, but even then, each movement she made was quick and purposeful. The kitchen was a machine. Valentina just had to turn each gear single-handedly. But in her hands, it ran like clockwork, most of the time. Val, are you finished plating the smoked salmon? Right, sorry. Valerie stared at the excess assortment of food they had prepared for the noble children. She grimly remembered the years she and her sister spent starving in an orphanage. Are they even going to eat all of this? They won't. They'll taste a few of them and throw the rest out. And it still has to be perfect when it hits the cafeteria. Okay. Valerie watched as her little sister lifted each of the croissant slices, measuring their width against her index finger. These slices are too thick. It's going to overpower the salmon. Does that really matter? I thought they really liked your croissants. Trust me, if the ratio's off, they will make sure we know. Some of these kids would have us executed for bad plating if they could. Before Valerie could respond, one of the kitchen timers went off. Valentina quickly rushed to the stove and began melting the butter in a pot. About that, one of House Frega's attendants came by earlier. Valentina barely glanced away from the pot as she poured a bowl of eggs into it and began beating them. Her face tightened at the mention of Lady Frega. Her whisk moved slightly more violently. What does Mira want now? She's asking for roasted peacock. For breakfast? She also wants honey lacquered brioche, bread topped with Arcane whipped cream and Ixian strawberries. Etiquette's even better? Grabbing the normal stuff from the pantry when you can. You know that spoiled brat can't tell the difference. Here, stir these eggs with me. Valentina handed her sister the pot of scrambled eggs. Valerie's shoulders tense. She was great with a knife, but her forays with the stove never ended well. What? But... Oh, jeez. Oh, my CPU. Never mind. I thought it was... Oh my goodness, it got overloaded again. I fear that this would happen. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, okay, it was only momentary. Oh, it's going back up again. My CPU is going back up. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it's going back down. Okay, it's like... Okay, alright. It doesn't seem to be doing it as often? Question mark? Okay, well, oh, it's spiking back up again. Oh boy. Okay, I'll just not look at the CPU percentage for now. Okay. Valentina's mind was already on the next task. She entered the freezer and dragged out the butchered peacock. Luckily, they just received the meat shipment that morning. It hadn't fully frozen yet. She quickly tossed it onto the counter and began weaving cooking twine around its legs. Scaled lords, these kids have no idea how good they have it. Valentina Ionis was the Imperial Academy's head chef, and a patisserie, brewer, butcher, and saucier. Oh my... Bleh. Seriously, it's only like this when I have OBS on for some reason, because I did test the game out after I turned off OBS, but I don't know why. It should not be this taxing. This game should not be taxing at all, yet it keeps spiking up my CPU footage at random times. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Text speed normal, character moves on. Do I have to turn them off? Are the character emotes screwing over? Hold on, let me check. No, it's still not doing anything. Oh my god, it will, in fact, though. Is it the character emotes that are causing this? Is it the character emotes that are oh no, it's spiking back up again. Okay. Okay, I'll turn them back on. I also need to bring this down a bit because I did look back at my VOD. Consider turning down. I already turned it down to like a faster encoding preset. What do you want from me, Mobius? Oh my goodness. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I think that just made it worse. Okay, put it back, put it back, put it back. Oh boy. Oh my goodness, it's getting worse. And now it's going back down again, and it's going back up again and going back down again. Oh my goodness. Alright. The staff that used to fulfill each of those roles were let go one by one. The work of Professor Bellwether and her disdain for the commoners. At first, the twins had welcomed the chance to cook for the children of nobles. The pay was astounding. But it wasn't long before they discovered why this kitchen had seen such a rapid turnover.
Hey, you two. How's breakfast going?
The Academy's custodian trudged into the kitchen. His posture was heavy, and his eyes were half dead. Same as usual, Jen. How about you?
Same as usual.
Yeah? Valentina recalled the many times she caught Jan napping in the pantry. Oh, Jean, I picked up some of last night's risotto on the counter. Val! The eggs! Oh, right! Oh my goodness, my CPU keeps spiking! Okay, calm down game, stop taxing my CPU for so much. I don't know why it's taxing my CPU. Valentina grimaced as she looked over the pot of eggs. The liquid was no longer emulsified. Okay, hold on, I need to make more adjustments to my OBS because I don't know what the hell is going on here. Hold on, oh, output. Okay, I'm setting it to a faster encoder preset. You better not do anything. Okay, it's going down. My goodness, I have to like dial my encoder preset down by like 2 tiers. My goodness. This game's more taxing than well, not Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 was worse. This game's more taxing than Fantasy Life I. My goodness. It was still edible, but it wasn't perfect. Something below the Imperial Academy's self-imposed standards. Val, come on! I have to start over now! I only left them for a second.
You two look busy. I'll just...
No, it's getting worse. No, the CPU is going up again, or like... It's just, yeah, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's literally just a game. Hold on, let me... Okay, I'm setting it to the fastest encoder. You should not be doing this. Okay. I'm sorry. Valentina pressed her hands together, closed her eyes, and took a deep breath. It's fine. Just help me prep for the next batch while I grab the ingredients for Miriam's food. Okay, I'll... Nope. Nope, it's not working. It's overloading again! What is going on? I am on the fastest encoding preset. Why is it doing this? It should not be doing this. Why is it spiking? Like, what is wrong with this game? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my goodness, it's... Turn down the video... God, why? What is your problem, game? Why? I've already toned it down like several times. It should not be doing this. Okay, what? I've lowered it. Switch to what? Seriously, why? Oh my goodness. I'll try switching. Okay, no, I'll switch to this one. Okay, let's try that now. Okay. Oh god. Valentina saw her sister tense up. What was it now? Catherine is coming. She doesn't look happy. Are you serious? Why does that pretty little... Hello, Miss Bellwether. Professor Bellwether. Well, what can I do for you today, Professor? Care to explain what this is? The professor presented Valentina with the eggs benedict that she personally prepared earlier. It looked perfect. It was exactly what she asked for, too. I'm sorry. Is there something wrong with your breakfast? These eggs are mushy and undercooked. There's no crisp to them at all. Those are poached eggs, Professor. Poached? Okay, it's literally not doing anything. Like, oh my goodness. I am changing all my settings as like, I'm still getting lag spikes. Okay, I'm changing it back to the, okay, I'm just changing it back to, it's not really making much of a difference. I don't know why. Okay, hold on. I'll just turn off the emotes and let's see what happens. You know, it's when you boil eggs in a pot of simmering water and... Boiled? Do you think this is whatever sheltered Redmond you plucked you all out of? I won't swallow another piece of this rustic grime. I expect a meal befitting of the Imperial Academy. Do it right, Nick, this time. Okay, it's not doing it. Oh my goodness, it's overloading my CPU again. My OBS will not shut up about it. It was like, I've turned down my settings and it's still doing it. Oh my god. Alright. Right away, Professor. Valentina thought of slapping that snooty attitude right off of her face. Oh my goodness, it's doing it again. It would be easy. She could have done it right at that moment. Oh my goodness, why? It's just lagging out so much. Like, what? Oh my god, my game is... Why is this game so taxing? Okay, I'm just turning it back on because I'm like... I don't know. I don't know why. I said fast. I don't know. Seriously, this is the like this is like the first time like ever since streaming Baldur's Gate. This is like I never expected this game to ever be so taxing on my OBS of all things for some reason. I don't know why. It's overloading my CPU like crazy. Like the only other game that does that is Baldur's Gate 3, and that game is super intensive, and like, this should not be the same as this. Oh my goodness. What did she have to lose? They were already planning on firing her anyway. But she took a breath. Nothing was worth drawing the ire of Bellwether's friends on the school board. Some professor who doesn't know what Eggs Benedict is. These stupid mages wouldn't know good food if they walked up to them and jumped down their throats. Case 2, the walking frames that are slow and dying for some reason. I don't know why this keeps happening. Please calm down, game. Stop taxing the shit out of my CPU for some reason. I don't know why. I'm sorry, Celeste, but there's nowhere left to go. Wait, I think I have something. Oh my goodness. Celeste's eyes darted around the chessboard, scanning for a way to escape my attack. I could see her measuring every angle of retreat, but I've been in this endgame plenty of times before. It was already over. Celeste, just surrender. She didn't respond. Her eyes continued to search for the exact piece that she needed to move. Oh my goodness. There! What about that? I immediately moved my knight to respond. Checkmate. Oh my goodness. My CP. Oh my god. Wow, it's just gonna keep doing it keeps going up. My CPU usage keeps going up. What the hell? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Hold on. Let me try closing other programs. Alright, let's move on. Checkmate. Ah! Oh, my ears. Why? Oh my god, it keeps getting worse. This is worse than the first chapter. Why is it overloading my CPU so much? Oh my goodness. Why is it doing that so much? Oh my goodness. Calm down, game. Stop sapping my CPU for some reason. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay. I have to make rapid adjustments to my... Hold on. Disable that. Let the frames fly. Alright. Damn it! Can I get a do-over? Oh my... The audio and the frames... Professionals don't get do-overs. Would you two keep it down? We're in a library. My mentor's eyes were fixed on the chessboard between Celeste and me. Soon they went straight to me. We were just taking a break. A pretty short break from the looks of it. Oh, so it's going to be like that? Oh my goodness. I suppose it's going to be like that. The Imperial Library was supposedly one of the largest in Wivengard. I'd never seen so many books. I honestly felt quite at home here. There was no noise and everyone kept to themselves. Aside from a few dirty looks from nearly everyone here, I was free to do my research in peace. Something strange had happened during Celeste's trial last week. That final moment with Pierce had awakened something new in me. I used the Eye of Horus in a way that I never had before. I wasn't a mage. Mr. Warner and I had confirmed as much when I failed to attune to a blank spell compendium, which meant I couldn't learn arcane magic, but my ability must have been closely related to it. The Imperial Academy was a school for the most talented mages in Wivengard. The library on campus supposedly held the kingdom's entire knowledge on magic. But with all the books I'd read, I still couldn't find a single mention of anything like the Eye of Horus. There weren't any arcane spells that could affect the mind, and everything I'd read today had just confirmed that. With all its resources, the kingdom has to have seen something like this. Are they hiding that information, even from the nobility? Are you sure you can't just tell me what you're looking for? I've seen a lot when I was traveling outside of Rivengard. Maybe I can help. Occupation bodyguard. Yep, she's our bodyguard right now. Celeste has a point, but Mr. Moore didn't completely get along with her. I'm sure she'd had objections, and even if she didn't, my mentor had always been wary about letting people know about my Eye of Horus. It was a magical ability that didn't follow oh fuck. I blame the lag. It was a magical ability that didn't follow the rules of arcane magic. The biggest advantage of the Eye of Horus was that no one ever knew about it. Sorry, I can't. Fine. Aren't you supposed to be researching new spells? Oh, I'm almost finished. Already? You should really challenge yourself more, McCoy. Ah, whatever, Ruby. Now why don't you tell me what you're looking for? They must be researching non-arcane magic. Oh my god! We're under attack! We nearly jumped out of our chairs as the girl appeared next to us. I even saw Celeste's hand twitch towards her sword. This girl must have been a student at the academy, but she didn't dress like the aristocrats here. Her expression was kind but also blank in a way. It was impossible to read. There was something ethereal to her demeanor. It felt like I was speaking with a ghost. How long had she been standing there? I hadn't noticed her at all. She looked oddly familiar too. I should apologize, but I overheard your conversation. As she approached our table, another student followed behind her. His eyes darted to each person at the table, like a rodent appraising every threat in the room. In contrast to the girl, he was as tightly wound as a violin. It looked like even the slightest sign of danger would send him scurrying away.
Eris, you really shouldn't. Maybe if I apologize, they won't have us executed. I'm so sorry.
It's fine, Wallace. Who are you two? That was incredibly rude of me. Most everyone calls me Eris Ilmater.
What? Eris Ilmater, student, age 16, a mysterious and almost ethereal girl. It's hard to read what she's really thinking. I'm guilty to admit, but I always feel a sense of dread whenever I'm around her. She seems nice, however, I just need to do a better job of checking my preconceptions.
This is Wallace Nightgrave. We're both students here.
Hi? Wallace Nightgrave, student, age 16, a student at Wimbledon Imperial Academy. He's extremely anxious and looks ready to flee at any moment's notice. He's very secretive about the type of magic he studies.
That was a private conversation, by the way. Researching unconventional forms of magic is actually a hobby of mine. I might be able to help you with your research, Mr. Cuthbert.
And what makes you so sure that is what we're researching?
Your protege has a bad habit of muttering to himself when he thinks.
Oh. Oh yeah, I saw it briefly. Despite the lag, I saw it briefly that she said, oh, I assume it has something to do with divine magic, but instead, yeah, she changed it to,
I assume that his research had something to do with magic that was unlike the arcane.
Well, if anything, the lag did help me momentarily see what she was actually saying before she, illusion blipped it out.
I felt a piercing side glance from Mr. Mora. I just pretended not to notice. But anyway, I'd really appreciate your help. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Of course, I'd be happy to help.
Oh. Yeah, she got Jedi mind tricked. Yeah, she just said wait for a moment and then,
fine, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Just be more careful, Tyrion. Right.
My goodness, why is it so hard to... Ugh.
Are you two students at the Imperial Academy? I'm currently taking classes here for the illusion program. Illusions? That's the kind of magic that lets you turn invisible, right? Technically, yes. But few mages ever reach that level. I'm a bit sad to admit that I'm not able to cast that arcane spell. That's still pretty cool. What about you, Wallace?
Wallace
has a unique field of study. Please don't ask him about it. Oh, okay. Rumors about you two have been floating around. Really? Many recognize you from the news articles about Miss McCoy's trial. Really? The students were surprised to see you two on the academy grounds this morning.
That made sense. In some ways, this school was a cornerstone of the nobility's power. This was the last place anyone would expect us to take an interest in, much less be permitted to enter. Luckily, Mr. Mora had a lot of connections she could pull on.
I'm particularly surprised that you're still in Withengard, Miss McCoy. I'd figured the Crimson Demon would be off on another violent escapade. Oh gods, the papers found out about that?
Crimson Demon?
Don't ask. Anyways, I'm working as Tyrion's personal mercenary now.
Mercenary? I prefer the term bodyguard. I successfully indicted Pierce in her trial, but that invited a lot of unwanted attention. It wasn't long before I found armed thugs suspiciously looming around my house. After what happened to Flintheart, Celeste wanted to stay closer to her mother. Steelwind even kept the teleportation circle from the investigation active for her. Mr. Mora saw an opportunity to hire her as my bodyguard. I did get along really well with her after all. It was nice to have someone to talk to while I was getting acquainted with being an attorney. It was also nice to have someone who could toss an armed thug with one arm. Now I'm gonna do a funny and present. My badge!
Seriously? You're showing me the badge now?
Badge? It's an attorney's runestone.
We're really threading the line, aren't we? Are you going to make a habit of showing this to everyone you meet?
I just think it's neat.
Unconventional magic. One might wonder why you're researching such a thing. I want to know that too. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, no, that. I'm sorry, but I can't really say.
There are many spells in this world, and new ones are always being developed. What makes you so certain that this magic is an arcane?
The magic I'm looking into doesn't follow the conventions of arcane magic.
Oh? How so?
Well... I needed to tread carefully. Mr. Mora's glare agreed. It was cast by someone who's not a mage.
Oh, really? That implies that it was cast by a person, and it wasn't something like artificery.
I flashed an apologetic look to my mentor.
That does remind me of a story.
A story?
Mr. Cuthbert, are you familiar with the legends about how Wivengard was created?
You mean the story about the ancient dragons?
Dragons? I knew you'd find it interesting. Are you talking about those stories told by the Church of Bahamut?
Technically, there's only ever mention of one ancient dragon, Rathalion, the Scared Lord. Supposedly, the first mages were created centuries ago by him.
What? I never knew that.
In the year 10 BSB, Wivengard was a small kingdom caught between two warring nations, Ixia to the east and Luminat to the west. With no way to protect themselves, this kingdom was on the brink of destruction. Its people prayed to Bahamut, the god of dragons, for salvation. And almost as if to answer their prayers, Rathalion, the last of the ancient dragons, appeared before them. He took pity on their plight and granted them the gift of magic. It was a weapon our greatest warriors wielded without equal. With arcane magic in hand, these warriors laid devastation upon our enemies. They didn't just stop the war, they joined the battle and single-handedly won it, taking large swathes of territory for themselves. With our nation protected and our power made known, these warriors went on to form the noble houses of today. What a load of nonsense. That story is nothing but religious propaganda created to prop up the noble houses.
Regardless, the significance of this legend is in the Scale Lord himself.
Rathalion.
He bestowed the power to become a mage on several individuals. And to this day, that power can only be passed through bloodlines. Can you think of an arcane spell that could reproduce something like that?
No, I suppose not.
Rathalion had powers that weren't bound by the conventions of the arcane arts. In other words, he could use magic that was distinct from the magic of today.
Please, do you honestly expect us to believe a story like that? It's completely unrealistic.
As unrealistic as a non-mage using magic?
She had a point. It was the closest thing I had to a lead right now. Ah, of course it's you making all of this noise. One of the instructors of the academy approached us disdainfully. She looked like a woman of the aristocracy. Every bit of her demeanor carried that, from the stiffness of her posture to the condescending grimace on her face. She glared at each of us like we were the most disgusting things she'd ever seen in her life. Professor Bellwether! Catherine Bellwether, Occupation Professor, age 34, a professor who teaches magic at Wivengard's Imperial Academy. She's quite abrasive to just about everyone. She seems to have a particular disdain for commoners. That is Professor Bellwether to you?
But he just called you.
I knew letting you rabble into our walls would lead to nothing but trouble. You've even started associating with our malcontents. Wallace? Yes? How am I supposed to understand you when you're stuttering? Yes, Professor Bellwether. Straighten out your uniform and fix that awful hair. I know it's unreasonable to expect anything from you, but try not to look like such a street urchin. Wallace shrank away from the professor. He reacted like a scared and beaten animal. I could see Celeste's fist start to clench. She looked like she was about to toss the professor across the room. I flashed her a look. Any trouble we cause could just make things worse for Ellis and Wallace. As for the rest of you, your rowdy behavior is disrupting the other students. Leave. Now. Oh, please. The headmaster gave us express permission to be here. That may be, but the school board has placed the Imperial Library under my jurisdiction. I can remove anyone who disrupts the studies of our prized students. Why would you have authority over the library? My apologies, Professor. We'll try to keep our volume lower. I don't believe I was talking to you, boy. Know your place.
Oh, Tyrion, please tell me you feel threatened so that I can defend you.
I wanted to avoid a confrontation, but a part of me really wanted to see that. If you refuse to leave, I'll have no choice but to remove you myself. I'll have you know that I'm the most accomplished mage at this academy.
Come at me, bitch! I'll wet you like a sweater!
Oh yeah, that was not in the game. Oh yeah, that line was not in the game. That's funny.
Trust me, you'll find spellcasting difficult while someone's hitting you in the face.
I definitely caught hits of Flintheart in her thoughts every so often.
That girl is like a rabid dog. It'd be best to keep my distance.
I don't have to stand for this. I was just on my way to speak with the headmaster. He will be hearing of this.
Oh, you're gonna tell on me? Are you gonna tell on us? I'm so scared.
Celeste, you're a little scary.
Aw, thank you. Anyways, Wallace, you finished this week's assignment, haven't you? Would you mind entertaining Celeste while I aid Mr. Cuthbert?
I don't know.
Now that you mention it, I really could use some help learning a new spell formula. You know your way around here, right, Wallace?
Okay. I'll be discreet, Mr. Mora. Please do. I still have some business to take care of from here. I'll leave you to it. She was about to leave, but she stared at Eris warily.
Is something wrong, Ruby?
No, not at all. My goodness. Jesus fucking Christ, it keeps spiking up. Like, why is it so taxing on my CPU? Like, it should not be this taxing on my CPU. I spent the next few hours searching through the library's books with Eris. I hadn't thought to look into the ancient dragons. The library had religious texts about them in abundance. There was one problem though. These texts read more like myths than real historical documents.
It can't be helped. The Church of Bahamut has far too much influence in Revengard. To them, history is a narrative to be embellished rather than something to be preserved. The bones of dragons are displayed in Revengard's museums. Without those, most would have no evidence that they even existed.
Except for Rathalion, possibly. According to these legends, dragons can't die of old age. Presumably he'd still be alive.
I wouldn't be surprised. Despite everything, the kingdom includes him in our constitution.
Wait. Really?
As the savior of our kingdom, he and his king were given an honorary position in our kingdom. The Scale Lord made Rivendard what it is today. He was given authority that befits such a legacy.
How have I never heard of this before? I memorized all of Rivendard's laws.
Practically speaking, it's never been invoked. It's merely a law spun of reverent words to praise the Scale Lord and appease the church.
I was so stuck in my thoughts that I accidentally walked face first into a bookshelf. The shelf slowly began to tip, and I had to catch it before it knocked over the other shelves like a set of dominoes. Several books fell out of it as I slowly set the shelf back in place. Be right back. Oh my goodness. The lag is crazy. I'm back. They hit the ground with a cacophony of thuds. Some students glanced over at me, annoyed by the noise. I really hope Bellwether wasn't still around to see that. Be quiet! I wasn't sure where the voice was coming from, but it sounded annoyed. Sorry? Be quiet! Eris giggled to herself as she watched me flounder around. Hey, are you okay? We heard a loud noise and... Oh. The two of them scanned over a pile of fallen books around me. Pfft, what did you do? That's not important. Can you help me clean this up? Ah, there's no need for that. There's no need for that. Wallace, can you call over the construct? Ugh, why do you always make me do it? Please? Construct, I require assistance. Acknowledged. Ah, what is that? Upon Wallace's command, one of the nearby suits of armor suddenly sprang to life and marched towards us. The voice coming from it sounded like a woman's, but it lacked any emotion. Oh, it's a woman. I could have sworn I heard its voice before. Oh, I thought those things were just decorative. It's an arcane construct. It's a suit of armor brought to life using artificery. They're designed to carry out various tasks on campus. Yeah. Really? I didn't know artificery had come that far. They're still experimental. They aren't available to the public yet. House von Sanctus is using the academy as a testing ground for them. Construct, can you please put these books back where they belong? Yeah, that's what I do recall from the last roll before the remaster. They have the voices of Bellwether. Acknowledged. You're so polite to them. You know they're just machines, don't you? They're really helpful. It just feels wrong to be rude to them. The construct jumped straight into its task, its metallic hands moving with a quick yet delicate precision. It wasn't long before all the books were back exactly where they belonged. Wow, so they do whatever you want, whatever you tell them to do? There are some limits to... Construct, tell me that I'm the fairest maiden you've ever seen. Command rejected. What? I guess they're not able to lie. Watch it, Cuthbert. The construct's voice is an amalgam of pre-recorded phrases. I'm not sure if you noticed, but it uses the voice of Professor Bellwether. I knew there was something wrong with it. Unfortunately, you can't make them say anything other than basic responses. Only the headmaster can change those settings. I've heard of artificery recording audio, but to think they could process and respond to what I'm saying. I've never seen anything like it. But you said that they're experimental, right? Maybe I can find a way to trick them into doing what I want. I'd advise against that. We've had several instances of students using them to play pranks. Even if your commands are rejected, they're still stored in the construct's logs. And weren't you researching spells with Wallace? Oh, that? I'm already done. I've just been reading Death at Daggerfall. Oh boy, the lag spike's coming back. Did you know they have the unpublished manuscript of the newest book? Those books were apparently her favorite series of murder mysteries. She'd been recommending them to me for the entire week. And by recommending, I meant she's been leaving those books around my house. I think at one point she somehow snuck them into Mr. Mora's office. I really got an earful from my mentor about that one. There's no possible way you've already done learning those new spells. We've only been here a few hours. Yeah? You want to bet? Sure. Show me your spell compendium. What? No! I can't tell him yet. I want it to be a surprise. I didn't catch any lies through the Eye of Horus. Was she really telling the truth? I never knew the process for learning new spells. I just knew that it involved becoming familiar with unique spell formulas. She was fidgeting a lot when we were reading together this morning. She basically forced me into taking a break to play chess with her. If you were in the fiction section, did you get a chance to read Wraithbound?
This again?
It's a great series, Celeste. It's the best series I've ever read. Even after nearly a century, those books have aged like fine wine.
Look, Tyrion, I'm sorry, but I just can't get into it. The whole thing just feels hammy and unrealistic.
Come on! It's a classic story of good versus evil. Corin Bloomvale is a literary genius. Maybe I need to start leaving my copies of Wraithbound in the McCoy Tavern.
Look, I'm just not into the fantasy genre.
Good. Those books are terrible anyways. What? I should get back to work. Scared Lord, did I say that out loud? Let's go, Celeste.
Okay?
Oh boy. Let's keep going, Yeris. I had no intention of letting Celeste get ahead of me. I read more and more about the ancient dragons. I looked at anything I could get my hands on, historical accounts, religious texts, even folk tales. But after finding the 12th embellished story about a dragon fighting a knight, I was starting to lose hope. The most recent story was the worst. It read like a fantasy novel. It read like the fantasy novels I usually read, but even I had a limit. At this point, I felt like one of those arcane constructs, hollowly reading out the words of yet another myth to myself. The dragon awoke with a rumble. Hot steam poured from its mouth. The knight responded in kind, drawing his steel and charging forward. But the dragon had his own weapon. He used his Eye of Bahamut to... My dull rhythmic dictation broke when I read that line. I straightened out of my chair and inspected each subsequent line carefully. He used his Eye of Bahamut to call upon the power of radiance to pierce through the knight's soul. Ooh. Alright, we got something. Not a single thought was concealed from its gaze. The knight's thoughts, even his emotions, were laid bare before the scaled giant. That description sounded eerily familiar. I'd named my ability the Eye of Horus when I was a child. At that time, I was just copying one of my childhood friends. But was I actually using this Eye of Bahamut? Honestly, Eye of Horus fits better. Yeah, that was not in the previous version.
Ah, the Eye of Bahamut.
Ah! I jumped out of my seat again. How did she always sneak up on me like that? Do you know about this Eye of Bahamut? This is the first time I've seen it mentioned.
Ah, legends say that the Eye of Bahamut holds the power to mimic the radiance of celestial gods.
Celestial gods? Are they anything like the Scaled Lord?
Not quite, and I doubt you'd find anything about them here.
The Eye of Bahamut mimics the radiance of the gods. Does that mean the dragon in the story is mimicking magic related to these celestials?
Unfortunately, knowledge of them is quite scarce in Rivengard. Even mentioning the Celestials could very well tie a noose around your neck. It's forbidden to possess any texts that even whisper their names.
Ugh, the kingdom must have been suppressing knowledge of religions other than the Scaled Lord. No wonder I couldn't find any information here. Was this whole morning a colossal waste of time? No, this was still a lead. If I couldn't read about the celestial gods here, I just have to look somewhere else. Mr. Moore had a lot of connections. I'm not sure if she condoned risking of buying illegal books, though. Ah! Suddenly, a low-pitched thrum thundered across the room. It was unnaturally loud and also very staticky. Totally not because of the lag. It must have been produced by some sort of magic. What?
What is that?
Were you messing around with the arcane constructs?
What? No. I mean, only a little. I didn't expect that to trip anything. It finally stopped.
Eris, wasn't that the lockdown?
Yes, I believe so.
Lockdown?
The Academy is outfitted with a large artificery system. In a state of emergency, it will erect magic barriers throughout the building. State of emergency? Should we be worried? Don't worry. The lockdown is designed to keep everyone sequestered. We're safe from most threats as long as those barriers stay up.
But Mr. Mora, wasn't she still on campus? I'm terribly sorry. A disembodied voice cut through the anxious murmurs of the students in the library. Students, faculty, please remain calm. There's been an attack in one of the lecture halls. What? Please stay where you are and wait for the city watch to arrive. We have to get out of here.
What? Tyrion, no! That's the last thing we should do.
I ran towards the library entrance. My body crashed into the door. It didn't budge at all. I desperately pushed and pulled at the handle, trying to wrench the door open.
Tyrion, stop that!
But, Mr. Mora.
I know that you're worried about her, but it's not safe out there. Look, the best thing we can do right now is stay here and wait until the lockdown is over.
I knew she was right, but I couldn't just stand here and do nothing. I began kicking the door handle, but my foot was repelled by the low hum of magical energy. It didn't move at all. Celeste's hand rested on the hilt of her sword. Her eyes slowly scanned our surroundings. The other students watched her fearfully. No one dared to come near us.
Celeste, I think you can calm down. They said the attack was in the lecture halls.
She answered him without breaking her glare.
We won't know what's happening, and it's my job to keep Tyrion safe.
She also calmed me down earlier. It was easy to forget sometimes, but she was really vigilant when it counted.
What?
Students and faculty, thank you for your patience. The Knights have secured the building. The lockdown has been lifted. However, please remain in the building until... Oh, it was a guy. He was barely finished with his announcement before I was out of the door.
Tyrion? Hey, don't go off on your own.
I desperately ran through the academic hallways. The academy hallways. No. Mr. Mora? Mr. Mora, where are you? I was running blindly. My breath was haggard. My heart was racing. Dread was creeping up inside of me with each passing moment. I didn't even know where I was going. Cuthbert! What's wrong? Why are you shouting? Mr. Mora! Are you okay? You're breathing. Relief washed away my anxiety. I just embraced my mentor tightly. She'd always demanded that I keep a professional distance from her, but despite myself, I was just relieved she was safe.
Tyrion, there you are. And you're crying?
Cuthbert, You're hurting me. Sorry. I let go of her and tried to stifle my tears.
We heard the announcement. Are you okay, Ruby?
I am, but... Mr. Moore glanced at Wallace. She slowly put herself between us. For now, I think we should head to the foyer. We arrived at the foyer. The academy was swarmed with a legion of familiar knights. The Inquisition? Don't tell me.
They mentioned that there was an attack on campus. They must have used magic.
Hey, you there.
As we came into the foyer, the commander marched towards us. But his attention wasn't focused on Celeste this time. Huh?
Wallace Nightgrave, by the authority of the Wivengard Crown, I'm placing you under arrest.
Before Wallace could react, Orin grabbed him by the wrist and began dragging him away.
Hey, what are you doing?
You three! What the hell are you doing here?
You said he was under arrest. On what charges?
The charge of first-degree murder. This damn mage killed Catherine Bellwether.
What? Celeste grabbed the commander's arm and wrenched him off of Wallace. Autumn showed no resistance, clearly remembering what happened during her arrest that last week.
Like hell you're arresting him. He was with us in... He was with us in the library the entire morning. There's no way he could have murdered her.
Step aside, Celeste.
But...
No, Mr. Mora is right. If Wallace is a suspect, we can't legally stop the Inquisition from arresting him. It'd be best for you to go with them, Wallace. I'm sure we can get all of this sorted out. I could only watch as the Inquisition dragged him away. As the Inquisition dragged him away.
My apologies. I'm going to accompany him. I can't believe this. They arrested him, even though he was in a different room.
This school is filled with plenty of mages. There has to be a longer list of suspects.
What do we do now?
Let's head to the lecture halls. That's where the murder must have taken place. Cuthbert? Yes. He hasn't accepted you as his attorney. You don't even know if you'll be working this case. But I know that he is innocent. She looked like she was about to reprimand me, but she let out a defeated sigh. Just remember that being an attorney is your job. Our law firm isn't a charity. If you overextend yourself, I'm not going to pay your rent for you. Right. I have another appointment in the city. Can you two take it from here? Yes, of course. Alright, let's go, Celeste.
Oh, I've been waiting for our first case.
Celeste, Wallace was just arrested. Please be respectful.
Right, sorry.
I was reluctant to admit that I was just as excited as she was. Yes, please. A few hours passed since Wallace was arrested. Celeste and I were with him during the lockdown, so the Inquisition took our statements. But the more they questioned me, the more I could tell that they were looking for gaps in my testimony. We will need to do more if you wanted to establish an alibi for Wallace. They definitely know how to waste a lot of time. They know who we are now. We have to expect more interference from them in the future.
Hey, Tyrion?
Yeah?
Are you okay? I'm sorry for stopping you before. I know you were just worried about Ruby.
No, you were completely right. I was just being emotional.
You really care about her, don't you?
She's done a lot for me. If it weren't for her, I would have grown up on the streets.
Oh, really? It's just...
My god, the lag is annoying. What is it?
Don't you think that the way she treats you is a bit cold sometimes?
It's only for my benefit. I need to be the best attorney I can be if I want to acquit my clients.
Still, she's your guardian, isn't she? She could be nicer to you.
She's never been good at expressing emotions. I think something may have happened in the past, but I've never tried to pry. But I know for a fact that she cares for me. I've seen it many times.
Yeah, I guess my dad was the same in a way. I guess people show love in different ways.
I know you didn't get the best first impression of her, but I hope you can get along with her.
I'll try, but only because I really like this job.
Really?
Yeah, you're the best client I've ever had, Tyrion.
I see. That's good to hear. She was probably just saying that. I'm sure she told every one of her clients the same thing.
Anyways, we should get to work.
Oh wait, anyways, we should get back to work. Okay, that was Tyrion, not Celeste.
Right, Ruby said that a bunch of knights were heading to Lecture Hall 2B. That sounds like a good place to start.
I just gotta do my funny and present my badge. If the lag spike dies down.
Okay.
It's my attorney's runestone, Celeste. It proves that I'm a certified attorney.
Yeah, you've shown this thing to me before.
It's fitted with artificery. I can use it to take pictures of evidence and crime scenes.
Yes, it's very cool, Tyrion.
Oh my goodness, this lag is annoying.
Hey, stop right there.
As we tried to enter the classroom, one of the Inquisition Knights stepped between us and the door. He tried to make himself look bigger, but I could see him falter when he recognized Celeste. I'm a defense attorney. We have a right to investigate the crime scene.
Yeah, from what I've heard, the kid doesn't even have an attorney yet.
Right. I still needed to talk to Wallace about that. I doubted Wallace had another attorney in mind, but I would have had less jurisdiction until he made it official. It's quite alright. Let them in.
Lady Steelwind.
What have I told you about calling me that? While you work under me, you will address me as Prosecutor Steelwind.
Yes, Prosecutor Steelwind.
What's that smell?
As we entered the classroom, a sour and rancid odor blew over us. My eyes began to tear up. I had to take a handkerchief from my pocket to cover my nose. Don't worry. You'll eventually get used to it. What were you doing here, What were you even doing here, Steelwind? I'm here to coordinate the investigation. I looked around the room. There wasn't a single Inquisition Knight to be found. It was only her. Was she investigating the crime scene by herself? Due to the circumstances, I've decided to handle this case personally. Since we caught you here, could we ask you some questions about what happened? Can I assume that you are planning to defend this case? That would make you my opponent. What do I have to gain from helping you? Right. However, I would be willing to answer your questions, but only if you answer some of mine as well. Oh, okay. Did she want to ask us about Wallace's alibi? I'm gonna do my funny thing and present my badge. Ah, an attorney's runestone. I have one of these myself. They're useful, aren't they? The note-taking and picture functions have so much time. Save so much time during these investigations. They really are a marvel of artificery. You'll see a lot of these among the nobility. Why would the nobles need to store evidence? They have other uses, Mr. Cuthbert. Miss McCoy, it's my understanding that you were adopted. Would you happen to know who your biological parents are? Celeste tensed and shifted uncomfortably. That's kind of personal, isn't it? You agreed to answer my questions. I did, but I didn't think you meant... It's fine, Tyrion. It's for Wallace. She took a breath. This had always been a sore subject for her. I don't know who my birth parents are. I've never tried looking for them. I see. If I recall correctly, your spell compendium only contained one spell. How did you learn Mageblade in the first place?
I bought a scroll from a merchant a few years ago. It had Mageblade's spell formula on it.
But surely someone taught you how to cast it.
No, I'm self-taught.
Oh my god, the frames, what is going on? Oh my goodness. I swear, at this point I might have to look at my Nvidia settings and somehow make some adjustments to the game so that it doesn't cause these random CPU usage spikes for some reason. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Steelwind's eyes narrowed. She was being unusually interrogative about this. You can't teach yourself magic, Miss McCoy. That's not possible.
Well, I did.
Are you sure you're not mistaken?
Hey, I've got a system, okay? I even learned a few new spells today.
I'm sorry, spells? As in plural?
Yeah, I'd like to think I'm pretty good at this.
How long did it take for you to learn these spells?
A few hours, I think.
She taught herself multiple spell formulas within a few hours? I see. I think that's all I need to ask for now. Thank you, Miss McCoy.
Okay?
Steelwind looked like she was in deep thought. Why was she so interested in Celeste's magic? I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's even lagging on my computer. Like, what the fuck? Why is this game doing this? Do you know what happened here, Steelwind? Well, the City Watch received a call from the Academy. They reported an attack on the campus grounds and put the entire building on lockdown. The City Watch set up a perimeter around the building while they waited for the system to deactivate. They had to wait. Why didn't the Academy just deactivate the system manually? I'm not sure about the specifics, but supposedly, the lockdown can't be shut down once triggered. It's a safety mechanism. You'll have to ask one of the Academy's admins if you want to know more. From what I've heard, you two were present during the lockdown. Did either of you see anything suspicious?
No, but we actually met the professor that morning. She was obviously still alive then.
I see. That does match with the accounts from our other witnesses. She must have gone to a meeting with the headmaster afterward. She had a meeting with the headmaster. How long did this go on for? From 12 PM to 1 PM, about an hour before her death. If the headmaster met with Bellwether, he might have known where she went after the meeting. Would you happen to have a map of the Academy? I do. I'll transfer it to your runestone. Imperial Academy map.
What is it?
There's only one direct path from the headmaster's office to this lecture hall. Why would she even enter the lecture hall in the first place? Did she die here, or was she murdered somewhere else?
That smell is driving me crazy. What is that?
There was a bit of an accident during an alchemy lecture a few days ago. The instructor misread the instructions for an experiment. As a result, he accidentally produces rancid-smelling vapor. Vapor? It's not toxic, is it? I wouldn't be standing here if it were. It's just extremely unpleasant to the senses. They temporarily closed this lecture hall until they could get rid of the smell. How Steelwind actually used a similar concoction during the Great Luminite War.
See, this is why I stick to transmutation magic.
Miss McCoy, alchemy is a branch of transmutation.
What? I could have been making potions this entire time?
That's kind of funny. How was the body discovered? 2 members of the kitchen staff spotted her body inside this classroom. They reported the situation to the campus admin while they attempted to save her life. But it was too late. The professor had already passed away long before any healers arrived. Those two staff members, who were they? Valentina and Valerie Ionas, their sisters. How were they holding up? Imagine they'd be rattled after discovering the body of their co-worker. From what Orem said, they were extremely tense during questioning, but I suppose that's to be expected. He told me that they couldn't sit still. He found it difficult to take their statements because of that. They couldn't sit still. Well, he's always making excuses for his incompetence. Ah, the frames are fucking annoying. We've already told the Inquisition this, but Wallace was with us the entire time. He has a perfect alibi. Strong maybe, but his alibi is far from perfect. Miss McCoy herself told us that. There was a small time period when she wasn't with him.
What? Right. It was after we came to check on you when you knocked over that shelf. We got separated and I got kind of got lost in the fiction section.
She found an early release copy of Death's at Daggerfall. She binge read it for over an hour.
Don't just write me out to him. He's my boss.
Nonsense. They're well-written books. No one would have fault you for that. I mean, I might fault her for that.
Wait, you read them too?
Yes, but...
What did you think about the ending of The Uncrowned?
Celeste? I found the cliffhanger to be needlessly unsatisfying. They're stringing the readers to sell more copies of the sequel.
Oh, come on. Anticipation just makes every new book that much more fulfilling.
Celeste? I eat brunch with the author occasionally. The fame has clearly gotten to her head. She's just dragging her feet to raise profits.
You eat brunch with Altheris Duskweaver?
I cleared my throat. Everyone, we are all supposed to be working right now. We're all supposed to be working right now.
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
No, he is right. I don't know what got into me.
Well, after this case is over, I'm tagging along for brunch with you.
What?
Hey, you try to convict me for murdering my dad. You owe me, Steelwind.
I suppose you have a point. Yeah, new dialogue. It's too bad I can't appreciate them in all their glory with all this lag! Seriously, why is it causing so much lag? It can't just be me. Like, I played other games before and it's never caused this amount of lag before unless it's Baldur's Gate 3. Which... why is this game being such a bitch to my CPU? Okay. Is this anything? I looked around the dungeon, but I didn't see Wallace in any of the cells.
The Inquisition is probably still questioning him. We should come back later.
Oh, I'm guessing there's still more stuff to do in the classroom.
Oh, Tyrion! I almost forgot. Let me show you one of the new spells I learned.
Oh my god! What? Oh god, the static just assaulted my ears. What was that?
That is the incantation for the Detect Magic spell.
Detect magic? Wait, does that mean...
Yep, I can see magical traces while we're examining crime scenes.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, new animation. Too bad I can't fully experience it because of the lag for some reason. I don't know why this game keeps lagging out so much. What? What's wrong?
There's a trace of necromancy in Bellwether's blood.
Necromancy?
Isn't necromancy the type of magic that creates zombies? She's not just going to get up and walk away, right?
We're honestly not sure. The Inquisition is on edge about that as well. But how does that imply that... But how does that implicate Wallace? Oh, it didn't tell you? Wallace Nightgrave is a necromancer.
What?
We believe that he drained her life force using a spell called Necrotic Blight. Spells like that tend to interfere with the divination spell that we use to identify the cause of death. However, there were no visible wounds. Only a necromancy spell could have killed her. Do you have an autopsy? Do you have a copy of the autopsy report? Of course, but it's incomplete because of the aforementioned reasons. Alright, died at 2:01 PM. Body shows no signs of cuts or bruising. The alchemist report has verified that death was not caused by poison or disease. Body shows traces of necromancy and illusion magic. Cause of death is not apparent, but very likely caused by necromancy magic. This whole ordeal has put everyone on edge. This is the first case of necrotic homicide we've had in nearly a century. I couldn't believe it. I'd only read about necromancy in fantasy novels. I never imagined that I'd end up defending a necromancer. But if what you're saying is true, weren't there plenty of other mages who could use necromancy? This is an academy for mages after all. No, the knowledge required to learn necromancy is heavily controlled. Mr. Nightgrave already violated several laws simply by learning these spells. I'm baffled as to how he even got access to that knowledge in the first place. Right, necromancy sounded like some dark magic, even by the nobility standards. I'd be terrified to know why anyone would want to learn that type of magic. But it's still too convenient. Something else is happening. The fact that he was only a known student who knew these spells makes him our only suspect. I seldom caught thoughts from Steelwind, and they usually only appeared when someone brought up her father. She was usually very composed, but I still didn't see a hint of that uneasiness in her posture. Normally I could see thoughts when the target is stressed or excited. Something about this case must have been rattling her. Is there something you're not telling us, Steelwind? Yeah, I couldn't catch any more thoughts from her. There's a chalk outline where the professor's body was. It appears that most of this blood came from her abdomen. Is that where the fatal wound was? There's a lot of blood in this puddle, but there's no trail leading to it. And there aren't any magical traces anywhere else in this room. I doubt the murderer used magic to clean it.
Does that mean the murderer attacked her in this room?
Maybe, but it's hard to say for certain. It's a painting of some sort of musician. There's some text written below it. Dr. Nicholas Gossu, inventor of the Arcane engine. His work revolutionized trade and travel across the seas. He was well known for not discriminating between the common folk and the nobility, judging his assistants based purely on their merit. When he wasn't conducting research within the Imperial Academy, he was known to compose symphonies in his free time. It sounded like he was a man of many talents. Oh my god, this lag is fucking with this. This must be where the students sit during lectures. Oh my goodness, this game is annoying. Calm down, CPU. This game should not be stressing you the fuck out. I don't know why this game specifically is causing all these problems. Have you ever attended a school before? Do you seriously think a dump like Cornhaven has standardized education? I learned from books that I... She glanced at Steelwind before finishing that thought. I learned from books that I appropriated from some traveling merchants. What about you? I attended a public school when I was younger, but Mr. Mora handled most of my education herself. Huh. Oh, they have books here too. These appear to be textbooks about alchemy. Ah, lame. The lecture hall has a window. I feel like I just stare outside all day if I had to sit in this place. How long do they have to sit in here anyway? Lectures here last for an hour at a minimum. My goodness. An hour? No wonder all those nobles are such psychopaths. Present company excluded, I hope. Yeah, you're not that bad, are ya? How have you learned so many spells if you're so distractible? I don't know. I just look at the spell formula and do it. I see. Is that not normal? This is really hard to look at the crime scene where there is. Hold on. Is that everything? Okay. My goodness, this game should not be lagging out, but apparently it is. Yeah, I did. No, nothing. Ah, yes, okay, we go to the kitchen. Hello? Is anyone there? It looks like there's no one here right now. Maybe we should check somewhere else. I followed the map that Steelwind gave us, arriving at the headmaster's office.
Oh, hello there. I wasn't expecting guests today.
An elderly man rose to greet us, his hand trembling as he walked towards us with the support of his cane. His face was wrinkled, but his eyes were sharp. His expression held the wisdom of a life long lived. I recognized his voice. He was the one who made those announcements during the lockdown. I'm sorry for coming here unannounced. You must be...
My name is Theodore Redmond. I am the headmaster of the Wyvern Guard Imperial Academy.
Theodore Redmond. H-E-H, yeah. Very elderly. He appears to be close to Wallace and facilitates studies in necromancy.
And judging from your appearance, you must be the protege of Ruby Tomura. To what do I owe the pleasure?
They must be here to investigate the murder.
Wait, Eris? I thought you went to see Wallace.
Unfortunately, the Inquisition is questioning him right now. They aren't allowing visitors.
He must be so scared right now. I hope he's okay. Right. She had the same experience not too long ago.
Why in the Lord's name did they arrest Wallace?
Sad, angry, and anxiety.
I can't believe this is happening.
Alright, we do the funny badge presenting under laggy circumstances.
Ah, a runestone. You have one too.
It's one specifically created for attorneys. It lets me take pictures of evidence and crime scenes.
I never really understood the appeal of those contraptions.
Really, they're really convenient.
I just could never wrap my head around how to use them. They're just not for me. This is terrible. To think that one of my prized students would be accused of murder.
We heard your voice on the intercom when the lockdown happened. Are you the one who triggered it?
Yes, I activated it when I received a call from Valentina. She reported that Professor Bellwether was collapsed and unresponsive.
How does the lockdown system work?
It's an artificery network that's built into the walls of the entire academy. In the event of an emergency, I can activate it using this stone.
The headmaster pulled out a glowing stone from his desk. I could hear the hum of magical energy emanating from it.
Once activated, the system creates magical barriers throughout the building. It's designed to contain and protect each room in the building.
Could a powerful mage breach any of these barriers?
I doubt it. The barriers can withstand a great amount of force. They even block mages from teleporting through them. And once activated, even I can't turn it off for an hour.
What can you tell me about Wallace? Earlier you said that he was one of your prized students. We also heard that he's a necromancer. I just need to understand if that's really true.
You are correct. Young Wallace is a necromancer.
What? But why would he study something like that?
Necromancy is probably one of the most dangerous and most scrutinized schools of magic. Its image has been tainted by myths of dark wizards raising armies of the undead. However, it doesn't just control the forces of death, it can also control the forces of life.
Forces of life?
The truth is that healing magic is also classified as necromancy. Most healers don't care to admit it because of the stigma it has, but that's why Wallace is studying it. He wishes to become a doctor.
But there are plenty of mages who know healing magic. Why is Wallace being singled out?
For years, he's been studying necromancy beyond the basic healing spells. He believes that high-level necromancy could revolutionize modern medicine. Unfortunately, many among the faculty don't see it that way. Wallace doesn't hail from any of the noble houses. He was abandoned by his parents at an orphanage, presumably to avoid a scandal.
He's like me.
Many of the faculty fear that he'll use his knowledge to raise armies of undead, just like the necromancers of fiction. The Imperial Academy isn't even permitted to teach it to students beyond basic healing magic.
Then why did you allow him to study it?
After everything that has happened to him, I made an exception, even if I was breaking the law.
What happened to him?
I'm not at liberty to say more.
If you're planning on defending Wallace, will you need his spell compendium?
Yes, having a client's compendium is instrumental to acquitting them.
You may find that a bit difficult. After a certain incident, he destroyed his compendium.
What? Why would he do that? Doesn't he need it to cast his magic?
Oh my goodness, the lag.
Man, this is annoying that it's lagging out everything. My goodness, it's really annoying to deal with.
A spell compendium is a device we use to keep track of what spells we can cast. It's really convenient for remembering the formulas and incantations of my spells, but it's not actually required to use magic. I thought of getting rid of mine a long time ago, but they're really expensive. Luckily, I have an unattuned spell compendium right here. I'd be more than happy to give it to you if it helps Wallace.
Oh. Thanks.
Wallace just needs to maintain physical contact with it for 10 minutes. After that, the compendium will attune to his magic and update in real time. Just to make sure that you don't let another mage like Celeste hold it. Once it attunes to a mage, no one else can use it.
Wait, and how did you... Wonderful! I just hope you can persuade Wallace to attune to it.
Yeah, I think she used her funny illusion magic there. Yep. He's like, wait, how did you get one of those? Oh, okay, I'm cool with it. She's Jedi mind tricking him. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether?
Nothing kind, I can tell you that much.
Wow, that was a whole mess of emotions.
Truth be told, she was rather unpleasant to work with.
Can you think of any enemies she might have had?
You might as well list anyone who didn't hail from the Four Pillar families.
Eris.
It's best not to beat around the bush with these sorts of things. As I'm sure you saw this morning, Asphalt was probably less abrasive than her personality. Many people in this school did not care for her.
Maybe she wasn't the nicest person, but would that really be enough to motivate someone to murder her?
She'd often target and arrest students, especially those who were commoners. She even made a habit of expelling those students for the smallest infractions. For commoners, magic can be our ticket out of poverty. I can't imagine how it would feel to have that opportunity unfairly ripped away from you. She was akin to a Grim Reaper, hanging over the student body, waiting to steal away their futures. The human psyche can only be pushed so far.
What about her relationship with the faculty?
In some cases, it was worse than it was with the students. She often treated the staff like her personal servants. I received many complaints from them about her behavior, but I was powerless to stop her.
But how? I thought you were the headmaster.
She's a close friend to the Duke of Finance. She used her position to curry favor with the noble houses over the years. As you can imagine, the Academy's board is controlled by the nobility. If I ever tried to remove her, there would be dire consequences.
I've heard that you've had a meeting scheduled with Professor Bellwether this morning. What time was this? What time was this? And when did the meeting end?
Our meeting was scheduled for noon. She arrived on time, and our meeting lasted until 1 p.m.
Did anything seem off about her to you?
Her usual insufferable self. No, she seemed to be her usual self.
If you don't mind me asking, what was the purpose of your meeting?
We met to discuss routine administrative matters. Despite our personal disagreements, we knew to stay civil when discussing professional affairs. But to be perfectly honest, it did always feel like I was treading on eggshells when speaking with her.
But you were her superior, weren't you? Didn't she respect your authority?
We've had many arguments about how I was managing the Imperial Academy, and she was very vocal about her distaste for the students accepted through my scholarship program. She was difficult to say the least.
Hello? Is anyone there? Be right there! Sorry, but the cafeteria is closed right now.
Actually, we're here to investigate what happened to Catherine Bellwether. We've heard that 2 members of the kitchen staff discovered the body. Her posture tensed at the mention of Bellwether.
Oh, that would be me. I'm Valentina.
Yeah, 19, kitchen staff, works for the kitchen staff of the Imperial Academy. She works alongside her sister, Valerie. She seems to be on edge due to Bellwether's murder. She was the head of the kitchen. She was close to my age. I knew how picky nobles were, and I imagined that their children would be worse. If her cooking fit their standards, that was impressive in and of itself. How about your sister? Do you know where she is right now? I'd like to... Oh my goodness, this lag! I'd like to get to know her. Okay.
Oh, she's somewhere else on campus right now. If you're with those knights, we've already told them everything we know.
Actually, we're investigating separately from them. I wanted to ask you some questions about what you saw.
Sure. I'm going to have to remember. There were so many details.
What was that just now? Could you tell us what happened when you and your sister discovered the body?
Right. My sister and I were heading to the west exit. We saw the professor in a nearby classroom. She was lying on the floor in a pool of blood. It really scared me, seeing her like that. I used an emergency communication device to call for help. While I was doing that, my sister tried to wake her up. That is what happened.
Was the professor still alive?
I don't know, but she wasn't breathing, and she didn't have a pulse.
She was less tense, which might imply that she was telling the truth. It's possible that the attack happened well before they discovered the body. What do you know about the suspect in this case? His name is Wallace Nightgrave. He's a student here.
He's that scary necromancer, right? The one that makes zombies?
Those are just rumors. He just wants to be a doctor.
But he studies necromancy.
Have you ever actually gotten to know him?
No, but I've heard the rumors. He's always hanging around the cemetery. I'm sure he's just biding his time, waiting for his chance to raise an army.
It couldn't be helped that the people thought of him that way. I still wasn't sure what to make of all this. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether?
Nothing good, if that's what you're looking for.
Yet another set of negative emotions.
Just tell us the truth. I don't think we've talked to anyone who had anything nice to say about her. Yeah. She was a horrible person. She was really terrible to everyone.
Did that include the academy staff?
She always treated us like her personal servants. Sometimes she'd make messes on purpose, just so she could order us to clean it up. I thought the kids from the noble houses were bad, but she was something else. She acted like she owns the place, but she wasn't even from a noble family. The only reason she had any power was because of her friends on the school board. I just hope we can still stop her from this. Okay.
Interesting. Why would she be worried about that? Did you ever feel like your job was at risk because of Bellwether?
Why would you say that?
It was just a hunch.
Yeah? Oh, well, you're wrong. I, for one, plan to work here until the day I die.
She was clearly lying, but maybe we'd best to keep that to myself for now. Celeste, this room was close to the crime scene. Could you cast Detect Magic and scan for magical traces?
Sure. Did he just say, scan for magical traces? Oh, I'll just get out of your way then.
Before we could even acknowledge her, Valentina broke out into a sprint and fled from the kitchen.
Wow. She can run pretty fast.
What was that about?
The lag.
There's no magic. There was a large cooking station there. They must have prepared meals in bulk here. Several commonly used ingredients were close to the cooking area. There was a series of pots for cooking soups and the like. They must have served the students' meals on these plates. It was a shame they had to close the kitchen due to the investigation. Oh, it's a plate of bread. They probably serve these as sides to the entrees.
Don't get any ideas, Tyrion.
What?
Remember when we went to that fancy restaurant? You just kept ordering breadsticks and butter!
The bread is free, I might as well take advantage of it.
You know, eating that many carbs isn't good for you.
It's not as if I'm gaining any weight.
Weird, I never had that problem either.
There's a barrel full of some sort of drink.
I wonder.
It's probably not lotus juice, Celeste. I'm not picking up magic unless it's lagging out to the point where I can't even do anything. There was a rack of cooking implements hanging from the wall. I spotted Valentina again. She was speaking to someone in a blue-collared uniform. I'd only met her briefly in the kitchen, but there was something different about her posture. And then there was the man in the uniform. Could he be the custodian that she mentioned? As I approached, I noticed he was slouched over. He barely looked awake. Even while speaking to Valentina, he was sweeping the floor. However, his movements looked robotic. He was just going through the motions without any awareness.
Jan, I know you're tired, but we really need you to fix the plumbing in the kitchen sinks.
Someone just died. Can we take the day off for once?
I'm sorry, but Valentina and I still need to cook for the students.
Wait, why would Valentina suddenly speak in third person? The suddenly speaking is... okay.
Oh, hello. Valentina?
Oh, my apologies. I'm not Valentina. I'm her sister, Valerie. Yeah, same age. They're twins.
Are you trying to trick us or something? You look exactly the same.
I remember reading about something like this before. You two are identical twins, aren't you?
Yes, that's correct.
Wait, this meant that she was the one who discovered the body alongside Valentina. Since we have you here, do you mind if I ask you some questions about what happened?
I'm terribly sorry, but I've already spent a lot of time looking for Jan here. I'm really behind on my work, but Jan was also nearby when we discovered the body. I'm sure he can answer your questions.
Before I had the chance to object, Valerie quickly walked away. Oh, wait!
Do you want me to go after her?
I'm pretty sure I can catch up.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can catch up to her.
No, we don't want to scare those two more than we already have. Anyways, Valerie said that Jan was nearby when the murder happened. Maybe he saw something they didn't. Jan Hughes, 36, custodian. Custodian works at the Imperial Academy. He looks exhausted. He looks like he's struggling just to stay awake whenever I talk to him. Jan, was it? Do you mind if we ask you some questions about what happened?
Really? Well, whatever. At least I have an excuse to take a break now.
So, Jean, are you part of the staff here?
Yep, I'm a janitor. I clean and I do odd jobs here and there.
Well, apparently that's all he had to say about that. Go down, please, CPU usage. Valerie mentioned that you were close to Lecture Hall 2B before they found Bellwether. What were you doing when the twins discovered the body?
I was cleaning the halls. Bellwether knocked over a vase. There were shards of dirt everywhere.
Wait, you saw the professor before the twins arrived?
Yeah, like I said, she broke the vase right in this hallway. It was probably 20 to 30 minutes before the twins found the body.
You might have been the last person to see her alive. Did you see where she went after breaking the vase?
Yeah, I think she went into that room over there.
Jan pointed towards Lecture Hall 2B. Did you see anyone else enter the lecture hall?
I'm honestly not sure. I was more worried about cleaning up the mess she made.
Well, did you notice anything off about her?
She was in a pretty bad mood. But I'll say that's pretty much normal for her. She was walking really slowly. I didn't notice her at first. She basically shoved me out of her way. After that, she knocked over that vase. Then she yelled at me to be quiet. I didn't even say anything.
What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? I've heard that she had a pretty bad relationship with the staff.
She had a bad relationship with everyone. Students, the other teachers. I can't think of many people who actually did get along with her.
I'm sure you had your own share of bad experiences with her.
Yeah, she always yelled at me whenever I dozed off. I hate to say it, but things are a lot more peaceful around here without her.
That was blunt, to say the least. But from what I've heard from everyone else, I couldn't exactly blame him for thinking that. Valentina mentioned something interesting. She seems to think that Bellwether was putting her job at risk.
Oh yeah, Bellwether was putting all of our jobs at risk.
What made you think that?
You know those arcane constructs in the library? Bellwether was the one who put them there.
Oh yeah, they're so cool.
Well, a few weeks ago, I peeked in on a meeting she was having with Theodore. Apparently, the school board was planning to replace the staff with them.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure that.
I'm sure the headmaster rejected her proposal.
I don't know. From the way she was talking, it sounded like he didn't have any say in the matter.
But only the headmaster should have the authority to fire the staff. Why would she be that confident?
Don't know. All I know is that she hated having commoners on campus. She was really miffed when Theodore started hiring common folk from the community center.
Okay, thank you for answering our questions, John.
Sure, anytime.
What's wrong? We still don't have any leads on the other suspects. It's just a lot of people who saw and or hated Bellwether. Right, if it wasn't Wallace, it still could have been any other mage. The trial is coming up soon. We still don't know why there are traces of necromancy on the body. Come on, don't be like that. You'll always get to the truth in the end. Celeste, it's only been one time. And after we quit Wallace, it's going to be a grand total of 2 times. As long as we breathe, he will find salvation. I couldn't help but chuckle to myself. Okay. I guess we still need to talk to Wallace. Let's head to the dungeons.
See? There we go.
As we arrived at the Rathhome dungeons, I spotted Wallace locked in one of the nearby cells. He was lying on the floor, muttering to himself. It's over. My life is over. Wallace. Who are you? What do you want?
Wallace, it's us.
Oh, right.
How are you doing?
Apparently not well. Please tell me you're going to get me out of here. I keep telling them I didn't do it, but they didn't listen. I'm sorry, Wallace, but they found traces of necromancy magic on the body. They're convinced that you did this, and they're going to push your case to trial. What? No. Are they going to execute me? This can't be happening. Are the walls moving? Are they closing in? I can't breathe. Please calm down. Wallace, we know that you're innocent. But those knights think I did this. Are they going to kill me? I've spent my entire life learning how to deal with situations like this. If you let me represent you in court, I can prove that you're innocent. Oh, right. You said that you were a lawyer. But I don't really have any money to pay you with. Don't worry about that. For now, let's just focus on getting you acquitted. What? Do they seriously want to help me? No. They must want something from me. Well, I guess it doesn't matter anyway. It's not like I have anything else to lose. That wasn't exactly the reaction I was hoping for, but at least he was cooperating. I don't understand. I was with you in the library the entire time. But why do they still think I'm the murderer? It makes no sense. Unless... You told the Inquisition, right? Did you tell them that I was with you? Was I betrayed? Did they frame me? He backed away from us, a look of suspicion on his face. We did, but they found traces of necromancy on the body. They believe that Bellwether was murdered with a necromancy spell. He seemed to get even more tense, something I didn't think was possible. Eris had mentioned that his studies were something he liked to keep to himself. I would need to be delicate. Wallace, we heard that you're the type of magic that you're studying.
Don't worry. The headmaster explained it to us already. You just wanted to use necromancy to become a doctor, right?
I think what you're doing is really respectable. It's nice to see a dark school of magic being used as a force for good. What? No! You've got it all backwards! It's because of Wrathbound, those stupid books! For the first time, I saw some genuine rage from him. Real necromancy has always been about healing. But because of garbage like Wraithbound, the public keeps calling for necromancy to be outlawed. I think calling it garbage may be a bit much. The nobility paid Corin Bloomvale to write stories about evil necromancers. It was such a sellout. Liches are magically impossible, but people still just believe that nonsense. That man single-handedly threw the study of necromancy back into the Stone Age. I had to temper myself. He was clearly passionate about this, but I admit it stung to hear him talk about my favorite book like that. Maybe we should talk about something else. I understand that you have reservations about talking about your magic. But in order to build a case for you, we'll need to present your spell compendium to the courts. I don't have one. Eris already told us about that. That's why she gave us a blank one for you to attune to. Do I have to? It would be extremely difficult to defend you without your compendium. It's a core piece of evidence. Okay, I'll attune to it. Alright, he's got Prestidigitation, the funny cantrip, Mend Wounds, Illusory Disguise, Revive, Animate Corpse, and Necrotic Blight. Yeah, he has the sussy spells. Simple harmless effect, let's let me take opposite direction. Mend Wounds, it heals, yes. Heals, leaving without any scars or bruises. Spell can't restore missing limbs, nor can it revive someone who's already died. Okay. Illusory Disguise. Places an illusion on the target to completely change their visual appearance. The disguise moves with the target for the duration. The disguise can make the target look 1 feet larger or smaller. Elements hidden by the spell are made invisible. And elements created by the spell are purely visual. You can't make physical contact with it. Revive floods the target with life energy in an attempt to resuscitate them. It does not heal wounds sustained. Results aren't guaranteed. It cannot resuscitate someone who has been dead for more than a minute. Animate Corpse reanimates the target using life energy, creating an undead minion for the duration. The minion follows the caster's orders, but its intelligence is limited and it cannot speak. The minion can end the spell prematurely, but will only do so if ordered to by the caster. Once the spell is ended, the undead will return to being a dead body. I understood why he was studying this type of magic, but the spells in his compendium sounded fairly gruesome. It was a little terrifying to know that spells like this even existed. Sorry, a long time ago I showed my compendium to someone. After she saw my necromancy spells, she told everyone in the academy. That's when Professor Bellwether started coming after me. That must have been difficult for you. After that, I didn't really talk to anyone. What about Eris? Yeah, I guess Eris was there too. It seemed like it was a difficult time for him. No wonder he had so much trouble remembering. Something similar happened to me after I left my hometown.
How did you and Eris become friends anyway? Who is she? There's something off about her.
There was another hint of fear from her. Oh, Sometimes the other students would steal the ID number off my locker and switch it with another student's. They thought it was funny whenever that student got angry with me. Alice had a bit of a reputation around our school. Everyone was scared of her, even the students from the nobility. Probably due to some baseless rumors. One day, someone switched my ID number with hers. I was so scared when she came up to me, I couldn't even say anything. But she didn't get angry like the others. She just apologized and gave me back my nameplate. After that, she started to talk to me whenever she saw me.
So I have to ask, if it's caused you so much trouble, why are you still studying necromancy?
I want to become a doctor.
The headmaster told us the same thing, but why are you learning spells that can steal people's life force and raise the undead?
Life and death are two sides of the same coin. That's the key principle behind necromancy. The first undead was actually a failed attempt to resurrect a human using magic. Right now, necromancy can only heal injuries and wounds, but it can't do anything for diseases or deformities. If I could just keep studying, I know I can develop necromancy beyond that. I might even be able to create spells that can cure terminal illnesses, diseases.
I think I can already guess, but how was your relationship with Catherine Bellwether?
After word got out about my spells, Professor Bellwether would always find reasons to punish me. She started yelling at me for even the smallest mistakes. It was pretty obvious she had it out for the students who didn't come from the noble families.
That's terrible.
I'd wake up each day, scared that she noticed me in the hallways. I knew how to avoid her and stay out of her way, but sometimes she'd get bored and come looking for me. I can't believe that after everything she did, she's just gone.
I'm sure you've had mixed emotions about what had happened.
I honestly don't know how I feel about it. To be honest, I always wish she would just disappear. But now that it's finally happened, I feel even more scared. It feels like she's going to come back as a ghost to haunt me.
I think I'm starting to put things together now. Have you figured something out? Yeah, I need a moment to think through everything. The prosecution wants to implicate Wallace despite his alibi. They wouldn't have a reason to do this unless the evidence heavily implicated him. How does the evidence implicate Wallace? We've learned that Wallace is a necromancer. And he's the only person at the academy that's capable of high-level necromancy. How does the implicate... magical trace from the... Those visa evidence of the crime scene that painted him as a suspect. Yeah. Oh, on the body. Oh, sorry. Okay. There's a trace of necromancy on the body. This means that they think Wallace used one of his necromancy spells. Even without seeing the traces, it's pretty obvious that magic was used on the body. Right. There aren't any wounds on it. And the autopsy report found no signs of poison or disease. Which spell did they think Wallace used?
If I know Prosecutor Steelwind, she probably has a theory on which spell he might have used. The prosecution will probably argue that Wallace used one of his spells to kill Bellwether. Necrotic Blight. He would probably say that he used Necrotic Blight.
That makes sense. Necrotic Blight would have drained the life force from her body.
Yeah, despite that, she was bloody wounded. But that's where the contradiction lies. Let's suppose that Wallace did kill Bellwether using Necrotic Blight. There's something at the crime scene that wouldn't be there if that were true. What's wrong with the crime scene? I'm guessing, yeah. Necrotic Blight is a spell that doesn't inflict any visible wounds. But if that's true, there shouldn't have been any blood at the scene.
But then what really happened?
That's the last piece. If I had to guess, the information we need is being hidden by one of the witnesses who discovered the body.
Valentina!
She's definitely hiding something. Oh. Did I hit something wrong? Oh, the sound just came out. Oh my goodness. I just let it cool down for a moment. I don't know why it's acting up like this. Okay. She's definitely hiding something. Did you notice how she reacted when I asked you to scan the room?
Yeah, she ran away. She didn't even try to be subtle about it.
With the way she reacted, I think she may have been trying to hide herself from your detect magic. Which can only mean that there is a magical trace on her.
I wonder what she's trying to hide.
There's only one way to find out. The next time you see her, can you cast detect magic from afar and scan her?
Alright. It's been a while since we talked to her. Valerie also mentioned they still had work to do today. She might be back in the Academy's kitchen now. Those two are finally gone. I can finally get some cleaning done.
We approached the kitchen from afar, making sure that Valerie wouldn't spot us. We were pretty far away, but Celeste had the eyes of a hawk. It must have been a skill she picked up from her days as a mercenary.
There she is, Celeste.
Oh wait, there she is, Celeste. I didn't realize it was Tyrion who said that up until now. There she is, Celeste. Alright, just don't shout that incantation like you always do.
I know that. Imperio Arcanum. What the?
What is it?
There's a trace of magic on her.
I knew it. Which school of magic is it?
It's necromancy. There's a trace of necromancy on her.
What?
Is she going to be okay? What if the real killer cursed her or something?
I still wasn't sure how this fit with everything, but if she was in danger, we are obligated to tell her. For now, let's just talk to her and see if she saw who cast that spell on her. If all else fails, we can confront her with the evidence we have.
Oh, it's you two again! They're back? Okay, just relax. I just need to repeat what I told them.
Unfortunately for her, she had far more troubling matters to worry about. Miss Ionis, there appears to be traces of necromancy on Bellwether's body.
That's because that necromancer killed her, right?
That's the thing. If that were true, a lot of evidence we found doesn't make sense. I think someone else cast a spell on the body. She became even more tense than before. Is it possible that you saw someone use magic on Bellwether?
No, definitely not. Calm down. There's no way they know.
Her thoughts were an open book now. If I beat her in an argument, her thoughts might show me what she's hiding. Here we go. We're arguing her in a laggy goddamn fashion because I don't know why this game keeps sapping my CPU usage. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Like, I played like super intensive games, and the only game that would even lag the shit out of my CPU would be Baldur's Gate 3. But this game is not Baldur's Gate 3. It's a fucking visual novel game. So I don't know why it keeps doing that. Like, even playing Ace Attorney doesn't do this shit. So it has to be this game. I don't know what is causing. I don't know what this game is doing that is causing this CPU usage spike. But whatever. I just have to bear with it. And just try to find a way to report this to the devs, because I don't know why it's doing that. Valentina clearly knew more than she was letting on. She found the body alongside her sister, and she reacted strangely when I mentioned someone may have used magic on the body. What was she hiding? Start of argument? Yes. It's fucking laggy, goddammit, it's not very smooth. Alright. Let's read her psychological profile. It's extremely honest due to some aspect of the investigation. For whatever reason, she's hiding something that occurred when she and her sister discovered the body. It's clear that she fears the repercussions of what happened, but she may respond to even worse threats. Okay. Miss Ionis, from the very beginning, I felt like you've been hiding something from us. There's something that you're not telling us about.
What are you talking about?
My conscience is clear.
My testimony, I've told you and the knights everything I know. I got nothing to hide. My testimony was fine.
Yeah, it would be empathy. Because it contradicts her emotions. Miss Ionis, it's clear to everyone how nervous you are. I can practically see the fear you're emanating right now. It's clear that you're hiding something from us. Just tell us the truth.
Let's say I were hiding something. Which I'm not, by the way.
Oh god.
I don't have to tell you anything. Why should I tell you anything? You're not even one of them. You're not even with those knights.
Yeah, threaten. You've already given your statements to the Inquisition. If the truth comes out, what do they think they'll do when they realize you lied to them? So, who are you protecting, Miss Ionis?
You talk a big game. But I bet you can't prove. But you can't actually prove anything, can you? You keep trying to say that I'm lying to protect someone.
Oh hey, thanks for the raid, Pod 5 guy. The pod people need a place to go, pod raid. Thank you for the raid. I deeply apologize that that this game is for some reason being super laggy for me right now. I don't know why. It's a visual novel game, yet it's
bumping up my CPU usage to like 20% for some reason, and it's laggy on my stream. I am still trying to figure out why this game is specifically doing that, because this game should not be that intensive. Like, I played more intensive games than most of the visual novel games, and usually visual novel games don't do this. Like, the only game that would stress the hell out of my computer will be Baldur's Gate 3. But this game is not Baldur's Gate 3, nor does it run the same engine, so I don't know why it's doing that. That's why the audio sounds so staticky, and it's also pretty laggy. Yeah, it's really annoying that it's doing that. But yes, thank you for the raid, nonetheless. Also, oh my god, I have to exit out of the game. Okay. Alright.
I don't even know any mages, and I definitely didn't see anyone use magic on the body.
Okay, I don't know anyone else who can use magic. Okay. Deductions, yes. Alright, alright. Yeah, I just present this. Yeah. You can't hide the truth from us, Miss Ionis.
What? How did they know?
Or at least I think that's what this song is. I think... Yeah, this OST is Conflict of Interest. That's the name of this, OST. Conflict of Interest, because I played the previous version of this game. And for some reason, the previous version of this game runs better than the current version of this game for some reason. When I was playing the previous version of this game, it was not this laggy. I don't know why this one is laggy. I still have no idea. I'm just gonna, after this, I'm gonna try and figure out how to report this to the devs, because it's only like this when I'm having OBS play right now. Even though OBS should not be that intensive, because I fiddled with my settings and I did my best to optimize it, and yet the game still lags out. I don't know why. But yeah.
You've said that you've never even seen a necromancy spell before. If that were true, why is there a trace of necromancy on you? What? There's a trace of necromancy on me?
Yay. We won. This game is annoyingly laggy. What? She seemed to be genuinely surprised about that. Was she unaware that a spell was cast on her? No. If she didn't know, she wouldn't have avoided Celeste back then. There had to be an explanation for that. Oh my goodness, the lag.
This is crazy! Why is there a trace of necromancy on me? Did that guy curse me? Am I going to become a zombie?
That was strange. She seemed genuinely worried. Oh, do you mean the content update they released like a week ago? Yeah. Yeah, the remastered content and everything. Yeah, with the new scenes and animations, etc, etc. For some reason, this new version is laggy as hell. I don't know why. Like, when I first started up this game, it was going fine for the first case, but then it suddenly started to have massive lag spikes, and I have no idea why. I kept changing up the settings, hoping that I can optimize this game more, but it didn't do much of it. It didn't really... There wasn't really much of a difference when I did that. I even changed up my stream settings to see if it would work. I have it on the fastest encoder, and it still didn't make any difference. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why this game is still lagging me out. I have no idea why it's suddenly just eating so much CPU usage. It really isn't. But yeah, that was strange. She seemed genuinely worried. Was she really unaware that a spell was cast on her? No, she ran away when Celeste was going to scan the crime scene for magical traces. Why doesn't Valentina know that the spell was necromancy? She knew that someone used magic on her, but she didn't know that the spell was cast on her. That the spell cast on her was necromancy. Oops, I skipped it. The spell cast on Valentina healed her. Calm down, Miss Ionis. Not all necromancy spells relate to the undead. Healing spells are also from the school of necromancy.
Healing spells? Oh, it's from that one time she healed that cut.
Someone healed a cut on her. Was that mage a student here?
Sorry, I just remembered that there's something else I have to do. I'll be right back.
Before we could say anything, she quickly walked out of the room. She seemed to really want to avoid talking about that mage, but why was that?
Hey! We're not done talking to you! Do you want me to just catch her? I'm pretty sure she can't outrun me.
The Inquisition is still patrolling the surrounding areas. They'd probably intervene if we started chasing one of the witnesses.
But we weren't able to learn anything.
Actually, I did learn one thing. She has a friend who cast a healing spell on her.
Really? How did you figure that out?
Good deductive reasoning. I totally didn't cheat with the Eye of Horus.
Well, healing magic is also a form of necromancy, right? I guess that explains why there are magical traces on her. It's a good thing that a necromancer isn't actually trying to kill her.
Wait a minute. Why were there traces of necromancy on Bellwether's body? A mage. Oh, no, not the killer. Oh my god, the lag is annoying. Cast a healing spell on Bellwether. That's it.
What?
The whole time we've been wondering why there were traces of necromancy on the body. It wasn't because someone attacked Bellwether with a necromancy spell. It was because someone used a necromancy spell to try to heal her.
Oh, I get it. It doesn't matter what type of necromancy spell someone uses. Traces from the same school of magic look exactly the same to me.
It's not just that. The body clearly bled at some point. Why was there blood despite there being no wounds on the body? The healing spell closed the wounds on Bellwether's body. Okay, there we go. What would happen if someone used a healing spell on an injured corpse?
It would close all of the body's wounds.
In other words, it would remove any cuts or bruises.
So that's why they couldn't find any wounds on her. Well, interrogating Valentina may have been a dead end, but at least it helped you figure that out.
I'm not so sure that was a dead end.
What makes you say that?
Why would she go to so much trouble to hide those traces on her? It's too coincidental. The wounds on the body were healed by an unknown person. And the person who found the body is hiding the identity of a healing spell cast on her. What if they're the same person? I doubt she'll give us the opportunity to find out for sure.
Yeah, she's definitely onto us.
We've done everything we could for now, and we have plenty of evidence to poke holes in the prosecution's case. If that didn't work, we'll just have to drag Valentina onto the stand and pull the truth out of her. She clearly knew more than she was letting on, and she wouldn't be able to run in a courtroom.
I'm telling you, that girl used magic to scan me! Calm down. We don't even know who they are. Didn't you see them, Val?
There were two those two were unreasonably attractive. Okay, this is dialogue I had never seen before. Yeah, because this dialogue never happened in the previous version. So it's really nice to see them. It's just really unfortunate that that lag kind of kills the vibe. I don't know, seriously, I seriously don't know what's causing this. I don't know what in the game is causing all this. I even tried turning the character emotes off, and it still didn't work, so I don't know. Okay, but what does that mean? They have to be nobles or something. Commoners don't look that good. Tina, calm down. They look like they were main characters. What if they find out what you did? They can't prove anything. The Inquisition already has our alibi.
Alibi?
What? Oh, it's just you, Jan.
What are you two talking about?
We were just talking about those two investigators. They're so weird, right? Like, why are they so attractive? Why do you keep mentioning that?
Investigators? Oh, you mean the blonde kid and the girl with the sword?
They talked to you, didn't they?
Yeah, they asked me a bunch of questions. I think they're investigating Bellwether's murder.
What did you tell them?
Oh, not much. I saw Bellwether a bit before you two found the body, so they wanted to know if I saw anything.
Did you see anything?
No idea. I just told them about how she shoved me before you two discovered the body. After that, the guy just kept going on about getting to the truth and finding the other suspects.
Scaled Lord, I think I'm going to be sick.
He seemed really interested when I told him Bellwether was going to fire us.
What? Why would you tell them about that?
Oh, it's not that it makes any difference, right? With Bellwether gone, I'm pretty sure we'll see a few more paychecks before they fire us.
Valentina cursed under her breath. Damn it all! That's probably what they're thinking too!
Are you okay? You don't look so good.
Just go away, Jan! Don't you have work to do?
Don't remind me.
By the way, I made you lunch. It's on the front counter in the kitchen.
Thanks. You're a lifesaver, Valerie.
They have our motive, Val. They have our motive, and they're going to find out what we did. You don't know that. Why did Jan have to go blabbing about Bellwether's plans to those two? And why do you keep making meals for him? He doesn't even do anything. What? I'm just going to come out and say it. I have to run a two-person kitchen every meal to feed these pampered kids. He just lazes around and complains about his job. Tina, he's overworked. Like hell he's overworked. Every time I see him, he's either napping or barely working. Have you been around the campus? Have you ever seen it dirty? No, but he's the only custodian on staff, and the school board won't let the headmaster hire more. He barely has enough time to sleep. Why do you think he's so tired all of the time? Scaled Lord. I'm really sorry, That is true, the school looks incredibly pristine, so he did a pretty damn good job. It's just unfortunate they're not hiring any more staff or even giving him a raise. I mean, I don't know how much that guy's earning in gold. I think that's what. This setting is using D&D currency, so copper, silver, and gold. Yeah. Are we really going to be okay? Actually, they're probably paying him in silver, because gold's actually a lot for a commoner. Certainly not enough, yeah, that is true. And not to mention, this school is, well, yeah, the school's board is run by the nobility, who are full of pompous punks, so, yeah, probably not enough. Probably not enough for the amount of work he's doing. Everything is going to be fine. We just need to do our best and keep our story straight. Have you been able to get into the library lately? No. The knights are patrolling around it. I was really hoping we could get one last study session for you before they fire us. Yeah, it's too bad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Valerie's the mage. It's the mage who healed Valentina's cut, and also the one who tried to save Bellwether. Obviously, she's not the one who killed Bellwether, despite Bellwether looking down on practically everyone who's a commoner. Cause Bellwether is a pompous prick who loves to look down on anyone that's a commoner, or not from any of the 4 pillar noble families. Yeah, she literally gives everyone who's a commoner shit in the school. Everyone who's a commoner hates her. But at the same time, yeah, I think she tried to save her life by trying to cast a healing spell on her, but she was already dead, so all she did was just close up all the wounds that the corpse had, and that's it. Alright, and save. Yes. I think I'll end it here. Since yeah, the trial since the trial is probably gonna probably take a lot of time, so yeah, I'll end it here. So farewell for now, and see you in the next stream, and hopefully things will get less laggy with this game. Like, I still don't understand why this game of all things is causing this much lag. Like, if it was like XCOM 2 or Baldur's Gate 3, that's understandable, but this is a visual novel game. A 2D visual novel game that somehow is... I don't know. I mean, I hope the devs can get to the report that I'm going to submit about this, because I'm like, I still don't know why it's doing that, but yes, see you all, nighty night.